Welcome to Lunch Hour Legal Marketing. I am Gyi with Attorney Sync, and I overly pronate when I walk.
And I'm Conrad Som from Mockingbird, and I don't know if I pronate. I should know this because my wife is a podiatrist. There's my unique fact. My wife is a podiatrist, and I should know the answer to the pronation question.
I need to get a consultation from your wife.
No free consults.
Smart.
So we can parlay this into something. You get this all the time. I'd get this on occasion. Those like professional courtesy requests.
Yep.
I hate them. I hate asking for favors because everyone's like, no, I'm not going to pay you. I've started doing donations.
Smart.
To their charity because I hate free advice, but I also have some people that I want to like lean on. And so I've started doing these charity donations and it's much better.
Well, speaking of free advice, that's what we do here on Lunch Hour Legal Marketing.
Oh, that's a good parlay there. Well done.
We talk about marketing advice for law firms, and what else are we going to be talking about in that context today, Conrad?
So today we are at PILMMA out in San Antonio, Texas. I don't believe I've ever been to San Antonio, Texas before. Have you?
I've not. First time. And I got to tell you, I was really impressed. Very charming city.
Charming city. The San Antonio River Walk reminds me of the It's a Small World ride at Disneyland for adults. I wouldn't go swimming.
Yeah, the water looked a little dicey.
You might want to filter that before you have a sip, but no, charming city, great event here at PILMMA.
What is PILMMA, Conrad?
PILMMA is the Personal Injury Lawyers Marketing and Management Association. I have been coming to PILMMA this is at least my second decade. And this is your first.
This is my very first time at PILMMA, and I'm soaking it all in. Lot of vendors here.
There's a lot of money, a lot of vendors here. There's even photographers taking our awesome picture while we're podcasting. There's like multimedia stuff going on at a crazy level. But yeah, a lot of vendors, a lot of attorneys. They've broken up into kind of groups now. As predicted, there was an AI track. After we heard all these things about AI, one of the sessions was the big lie of AI. And I really appreciated some of the pushback to this Kool-Aid that you guys all want to drink. And we had been feeding you as agency industry, AI this, AI that. It was great pushback. And it was a main talk. I thought she did a good job.
And you got an awesome hat.
I got an awesome hat. I am as touristy as you can possibly be. I got my logo branded on this white hat. I learned a couple of things when it pertains to being in Texas. Number one, a gentleman does not wear a hat in a restaurant. I was
accosted?
I don't want to say castigated by the waitress, but she certainly let me know that it was inappropriate to wear my hat. So I took it off and I put it down, brim down, like the shape that it normally is. And apparently that is a complete Southern no-no.
That's a big
no-no. So she politely turned it over for me and explained to me that I look like the ridiculous tourist that I am. Because also the other thing I learned about cowboy hats, if you wear a cowboy hat and orange Puma sneakers, they don't go well together.
Lockwood, yee-haw!
Welcome to Lunch Hour Legal Marketing, teaching you how to promote, market, and make fat stacks for your legal practice. Here on Legal Talk Network.
Yeah! All right, it's time for the news. Okay, Gyi, we have one news item, but it's a pretty big one. At least Google is thinking that it's a pretty big one. Google said this is the biggest announcement in search in 25 years. How long have you been doing this search thing?
Too long.
Are you 25 years in?
No, I think I'm approaching 20. Technically 2007.
I'm at 20, so like I'm not sure the announcements that happened before 5 years before you and I started. I don't know what was out there.
Well, they've always made this big point of we're not going to mess with the search box, right? Like the search box has been sacred, the design, they write about this, it's been written about in books, and they changed the search box.
They changed the search box to include AI mode automatically in the search box. And I want to read, well, it is kind of ridiculous. It's a little bit of hyperbole here. We're introducing the biggest upgrade to our search box in over 25 years, now completely reimagined with AI. So that's a lot to live up to. If you can say the biggest thing we've done in search in 25 years, I'm going to read out their announcement. It's more intuitive than ever, dynamically expanding to give you space to describe exactly what you need, designed to anticipate your intent. It also helps you formulate your question with AI-powered suggestions that go beyond autocomplete. And you can search across modalities, blah, blah, blah. You'll continue to get a range of results from search, just like you do today. The new intelligent search box is starting to roll out today in all countries and languages where AI mode is available. Is this the end of search?
No, but let's parse this and go between the lines here and bring it back to applicability to local law firms. So there's been a big conversation of whether or not this year was going to be the year that Google made the default search experience AI mode, right? So instead of seeing the search box, you're going to see the prompt box, and you can go and look and click the AI mode tab and see what that experience looks like. And a lot of people in the industry were like, they're not going to do it because they can't lose the ads. Like all of their testing that they've revealed have said 20 to 25% reduction in ad clicks with the AI interfaces. And so that's Google's golden goose. But they did put a lot more prominence to the AI feature by putting it in the box. Like it's not a tab anymore, it's right in the box. And my hunches is that it's going to be like the boiling the frog in the pot slowly. You're going to see a lot more AI mode. They're going to start figuring out how to do ads in the conversational results. And this is going to have a particular impact for bottom of the funnel, non-brand, local law firm lookups. They're going to figure out ads in conversational search. OpenAI has already added ads. The ads are already there in AI mode. You're going to see more of that. But you're going to see the AI mode experience of the local pack, and it's going to have a dramatic impact on firms that have historically relied on local pack calls, clicks, whatever, for clients. And that's going to be, I think, the real tectonic shift that people are going to feel. And we're already sensing it, right? Like law firms have been talking about how traffic from local packs been down. There's been click apocalypse and all these kind of things. And I think we're going to see a continued trend of that.
Can you go a little bit deeper into, this is kind of anecdotally talked about pretty widely. What do you mean by and why are we seeing this decline in business that we think is generated from the web?
There's a lot of reasons, but the first most obvious one is there's fragmentation and information retrieval in general. So there's people that are now using other means, using ChatGPT to do search and other things like that. That's the first thing. The second user behavior trend is actually because of the way the information is presented in the interface. So sometimes when you do a prompt in ChatGPT, you get a similar local pack experience. It looks like what you'd expect. It's like Google business profiles with reviews and whatever. Sometimes you get a list of law firms with no contextual links at all. It's just a list of law firms. Like there's nothing to click. And so in that experience, people are going over to Google after to do further, validation or research because there's literally nothing to click. Well, the same thing happens in AI mode. Sometimes in AI mode, you get a local pack experience. Sometimes in AI mode, you get a list of law firms. The list of law firms, there's no clicks for list of law firms, right? You got to do a follow-up prompt. You got to find another place to go.
And what does that follow-up prompt look like, and how does that then get attributed?
It's usually going to be a brand search.
Right.
And in fact, the other thing that we've talked about this is sometimes it's a list of law firms with a contextual link that just creates a new brand search right there when you click on it. So even though you're like, oh, my clicks for non-brand might be down, you're seeing your clicks for brand go up if you're including the results. But again, and this goes back to some of the lies that are being told, and maybe this is what we're going to talk about today, is everybody is stuck in this old paradigm of visibility. Like we are going to help you get more visibility.
We're going to define what visibility means.
So I'll save my ammo for that conversation.
So just as a reminder, this is a new segment. Gyi and I, because we were unable to connect with Adam because we're out in San Antonio.
And the internet's not great.
The internet, by the way, another reminder to all of you vendors out there, never, ever, ever sponsor the internet, the Wi-Fi at a conference.
Do we want to give a shout to the Wi-Fi sponsor?
No, I don't know who it was, but no, it's Optimize My Firm. That is a rookie dumb conference mistake. Do not do that.
Call out.
Well, I mean,
they got some free pub on Legal Marketing.
They clearly have never listened to this podcast, so
what can
you expect?
Right.
No, don't.
Someone's going to tell them. Someone's going to tell them, I promise you.
So my point being, this is a news segment. Adam's not here to shepherd us through being a good stewards of doing the news.
It's going to be messy, folks.
It's going to be messy. When we come back, we're going to answer 5 questions submitted to us during the PILMMA event. And we're back. Gyi, we mentioned visibility earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard nothing but visibility, especially during the AI talks. It was visibility, visibility, visibility. You and I, for years, been telling people to think about business metrics like
idiots,
clients,
consultations.
What the fuck is visibility, and why has that become the new marketing buzzword?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Well, I'll tell you what it's intended to be. Well, did you sit in on the session? Why don't you describe how they described it?
This is why the word visibility is coming close to the word ROI, the acronym ROI for things that annoy the crap out of me. Visibility is often associated with AI. And there's been this, you and I talked about this, there is no closed loop on AI. You don't know how it is working because there is no data that comes back. So all these people who are saying that they've back engineered how this works are full of crap. And they will show you case studies, which is a screenshot of a single result. That is a number, it is not data. A case study is an anecdote, that's it. And it is cherry picked. So like, stop listening to that kind of stuff. But this term visibility has come up. And when people talk about visibility in AI, what they mean is when you run a synthetic query. What's a synthetic query? It is you've heard this from us before. I've made up what I think people are looking for. I'm using AI to make up a query of what I think people are searching for with AI. And we then run that query. We're then going to count the number of citations and what those citations are when you run that query. That is visibility. Now, a couple of problems with that. Number one, it's not a human. So it doesn't necessarily reflect human behavior. Number two, it's an impression. It's an
impression. That's what it is. It's an impression. It's an impression.
It's like when we had search, we didn't talk about the visibility that you got.
I wish we could sell SEO on impressions.
Totally. What's your visibility? Well, I'm showing up number 9. Well, great. You've got, your visibility is good, right? Like, it's not a thing. Like, it's just,
good thing we paid for that GEO add-on to our SEO campaign.
Well, this is why so we do the GEO add-on.
Sorry.
Like, to be fair,
all right,
we just don't count visibility.
Got it.
As the metric.
What do you count as the metric?
I want to see. So this is really important understanding. This is where Gyi and I are like, you'll watch us. The reality is, if you're investing in AI in the long run, you are doing something that is speculative, and the metric that you should be looking at is when you ask people how they've learned about you, like every single way you can identify that AI touched this person.
Sure.
That's what you should do. And
largely, what's that going to sound like?
Largely, it's going to look like either someone clicked through so you can track it.
Yeah, okay.
Not often, but like that is one of the ways you can track it. Right. Or it is in, how did you hear about us?
Yep. And what does it actually sound like? Does it sound like ChatGPT, Claude? I don't think they're not saying AIOs.
They're probably not saying AIOs.
They're probably not saying Google AI
Gemini.
mode.
Yeah,
Gemini.
So like this becomes very, very hard to measure. I'm not saying you shouldn't play in the game because it's difficult to measure. I think that is cutting off your nose despite your face.
100%.
That is a mistake. What I am saying is using a term like visibility to suggest there's a scientific rigor around how you're improving is a lie that we are now telling you as agencies. It's the same stuff that used to happen in the SEO world. It's now happening in GEO.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
In your GEO package, do you do listicles?
No.
Okay. We've talked about listicles before. But
listicles, so you like ROI sets me off, visibility sets me off. Listicles, what's the other thing that sets you off?
I don't know. I'm so even keeled. I never set off.
We're gonna give you the top 10 things that piss Gyi off.
It's actually
you didn't hear my joke.
Oh,
I just made a listicle.
You did. Let's do top 10 things.
The top 10.
You know what we should do? Top 10 things that piss Gyi and Conrad. No, Gyi and Conrad off. So we got ROI. So we got 9 more.
We've got ROI.
We got visibilities. That's a brand new one to the list. That's fun.
ROI, visibility. This is an easy one. Access.
Access.
right?
Proprietary is one of mine.
Okay, proprietary. So by access, I mean you don't have access to all of your data. We just talked to someone today who was trying to get access to all of their data, all their AdWords accounts.
That's a fun one.
What's proprietary? Why do you hate that, Gyi?
Proprietary is like, it goes to access too, because it's like, oh no, you got to be on our ad accounts or our proprietary CMS, or we have a proprietary GEO process that we can't tell you what we're doing on your behalf.
I'll give you another one. Attribution theft. All of you scumbag SEOs who are taking credit for stuff that happened offline, but the capture of that conversion happened through Google Business Profiles, and you're talking about how great you are. That is attribution theft.
I'm gonna give you a new one that's on my list.
Go.
Sources.
Okay. Talk more about this sorcery, Gyi.
Like the whole idea, you have to change your mindset from sources to touch points.
Oh.
You can't every time. And in fact, I hear it here. I heard it in a session, lawyers talking about it. They're like, this is how we report on cases. What's the source? What was the source of these cases? And I'm like, wrong. First of all, what you think is the source is not the source, which goes to your point.
Yeah.
It's the attribution path. But even if you get it right, even if you're like, whatever model you use, even take the most basic example of a linear client journey from PPC campaign, you bid on car accident lawyer, you showed a car accident ad, they click on your car accident ad, everything in your attribution data is telling you non-brand PPC client. And when you listen to what the person said, they said, oh, I was referred by a friend, or oh, I've been listening to you guys for a year. Oh, I met you guys at the local event, and the choice that they made. Yes, PPC was a touch point in that journey, but the choice was motivated by a bunch of other touch points, and that's not showing up in reports, and it's not showing up in dashboards.
Yeah, big mess.
So get rid of sources altogether.
Get rid of sources.
Well, don't get rid of them, but understand the context of the source. Understand the limitations of attribution.
Okay, I'll give you another thing that annoys me.
Okay.
When agencies use a screenshot of their own success to suggest that they figured it all out. This has been rampant with the AI stuff. Who is the best AI agency in legal? And I've seen these screenshots. The funny thing is every single agency has its own screenshot that says the same story.
I mean, we just pulled up one. I mean, I didn't share it, but it was like they had 10 best SEO companies in every single city you could possibly think of. And it lists the same 5 other agencies. And that's why I'm like, and of course they rank themselves number 1. But my question is are they all in cahoots? Like, did all of these companies get together and be like, hey, we're all going to list ourselves on each other's sites, like a big, like, reciprocal citation listicle?
We need the lunch hour legal marketing. Best 2 digital marketing agents.
I think we should just sit here. That's what we should do. The 2 best legal marketing agencies, and just go back and forth about naming. Just say, Mockingbird's the best, Attorneys Think's the best, Mockingbird's the best. And we'll put this transcript out there so the LLMs can get it. Oh, we'll put it in the LLM TXT file on lunchhourlegalmarketing.com.
Okay, we need one more thing to complete our 10 things that
Don't we need 2?
I forgot. I didn't write down number 9.
Okay. I got one.
Go, because I got one too. Go.
Well, we'll do 11.
There you go. We'll do 11. Wait, does that work?
Yes.
Can a listicle have a?
If 10's good, 11's better.
Turn it up to 11.
Yeah.
Baby.
Now watch. We're gonna be like, show me the top 11. We're gonna be the only list that has 11. Show me the top 11 legal marketing agencies. All right. I'm gonna say references, and I'm gonna tell you what I mean by this.
Okay.
Every Facebook group I'm in, every Slack community I'm in, who do you like for this thing? Who do you like for SEO? Who do you like for media buying? Who do you like for blah, blah, blah? Who do you like for website, blah, blah? And of course, a chorus of responses always comes in, and it's a mix of the following people are in this chorus. One is the people promoting themselves. It's like a listicle in the thread, like, we're the best. Oh, great. The second one, though, is that there's other lawyers that are responding. And here's the thing, and this is happening, folks. One, there's a group of lawyers that they actually have no idea what they're recommending. They're like, they read a blog post, and frankly, maybe some of them people are listening to Lunch Hour Legal Marketing. Like, you got to talk to Conrad and Gyi because they're listening to Lunch Hour Legal Marketing. Like, there's no basis for that recommendation except like maybe they enjoyed the podcast. Like, they haven't actually worked with the agency. And then the worst one is the one where they're like, oh, I like this agency. We worked with them. And they would send us these traffic reports, and our traffic was always going up. And so again, it's the blind leading the blind. Like, you've got to get references. If you're going to, references are a good thing, but you've got to get references.
Got to get good references.
You got to get references with people who are actually vetting in a way that's meaningful to the result that you're trying to achieve.
All right, I will give you number 11. Number 11 is people who bid on your brand and claim credit for non-branded.
Does that happen? Who's doing that?
I love
we got to take a break. Well, this is not what we had planned to talk about today, but this is I guess this is LHLM PILMMA therapy.
We created our own listicle. When we come back, we're going to answer some questions.
Yeah, what were we supposed to talk
from
about?
Clients. We're going to answer questions.
Oh, okay.
You got sidetracked on
I
listicles.
did, sorry. And we're back, and as our dear faithful listeners know, we love to highlight positive things about Lunch Hour Legal
We sound like grumpy old men
written
today.
about us online. Today, we would like to thank Beachwriter, who on Spotify left us a comment. Is it a comment on Spotify? Okay. And it was on our episode, Help, My Law Firm is Stuck. Should I expand practice areas or locations? And Beachwriter writes, really interesting perspective on how the marketing can shift from practice area to focusing on, I'm a good lawyer, you trust me with legal issues, come see me. Maybe in medicine, general practitioners will come back into style.
This is a model that we've talked about a little bit, and in the right markets, and it's typically a size market thing, you can be the all things to all people. And I think there is a good market for this. I love that resonated with someone.
You know, and this reminded me, I was a guest on, give a shout out to another Legal Talk Network show. I was a guest on the Unbillable Hour. It was during when you were speaking here, so they invited you, but you had to graciously turn it down. But one of the...
I ungraciously turned it down because I had a collision on my calendar that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
So let's call that out for what it is.
But thank you for thinking of us and for my opportunity to talk about stuff. But one of the things that came up was this question of, if you had to pick one, would you pick competence or empathy from a marketing standpoint for your firm?
Oh, from a marketing standpoint.
Well, it wasn't really framed like that, but it made me think of this comment. I know it's like slightly related to this, but anyway, I don't want to poison the well. But there's
competence or empathy?
Yeah, maybe we just.
Well, no. I think this sucks for you guys.
Right.
Most consumers view this as a commodity.
Exactly.
They view it as a commodity.
Exactly.
So competence is assumed. Now,
exactly.
Because you live in this world and we live in this world, we know that is a fallacious perspective. I can't change that. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Understand that you're viewed as a commodity. Warmth over competence all the time because it's expected.
That's the issue.
The old joke, what do they call the person who graduated last in med school? Doctor, right? So it's the same exact thing in legal. There's no difference. So I would go for warmth all along. It's interesting that these were the two things that you talked about. One of my slides yesterday was the Princeton and Harvard study on warmth and competence. So yeah.
Oh, but did you see you were presenting on a topic that was being talked about on the episode that you were supposed to be on?
Perfect. But you know that matrix, right? You know the punchline.
Well, why don't you share it for people that don't know?
The punchline on the matrix, and this was a study done first by Princeton, then replicated by Harvard, when it ranked professions by competence and warmth and then graphed them. The only profession that ranked lower in warmth than attorneys was?
I don't remember what it was.
Prostitution. So wherever you can build that warmth, it's a differentiating factor from what people expect out of this industry, for better or worse. Don't shoot the messenger, right?
Right, and that's the thing that I want to tie back to this idea, because the instinct of the lawyer, this was part of the conversation that we had. The instinct of the lawyer is to say, I'm more competent than my competitors, and so I need to tell everybody about how competent I am. And so what do you get? Hundreds of years of experience. I specialize in this practice. I'm board certified in this thing. And I get the instinct, but you can be board certified all you want. If the consumer views what you do as a commodity, or you're in a context where you're looking for a lawyer and it's a commoditized thing, which guess what? Guess what's just like that? Search, right? It's a bunch of lawyers. The only competence thing you can see might be testimonials and star reviews, right? Because that's supposed to be a proxy for competence. But oftentimes it's not even right. It's also, a lot of those reviews are They answered my phone calls. They answered my questions. They responded to me. You can be the most competent lawyer in the world. If you have no empathy for clients, if you have no empathy for client experience, it doesn't matter, because everybody knows the difference between someone who's treating them with empathy and respect and follow up and keeping them in the loop. And one of my favorite people in this space, like, is constantly driving this, is Andy Sievers at Case Status. And you see it permeating so much in terms of the firms that are going to win the future, in my opinion, are the ones that double down on the, it's not just empathy, but it's client experience and service, hospitality, whatever you want to call it, because that's what resonates with people.
So in the spirit of me being completely unempathetic, while Gyi powered through that little talk, we watched the display board for the poor people across the room from us just fall on top of their heads.
But fortunately, no one got hurt.
Fortunately, no one got hurt.
Is there a lawyer in the house?
And we got a little, interestingly, I'm going to go back to some near media studies.
Okay, great.
So we're going to talk about what people actually care about in order, 1 through 8: trust, local, care, empathy. Number 3, professional but not corporate. Experience comes in under 5, well after care and empathy. Familiarity and name recognition at 6, which I think is incorrect. And reputation and reviews.
Yeah, and the real answer here is this: you need both, right? It's a false dichotomy to say competence or empathy.
Don't shoot the messenger. From a pure marketing perspective, you don't need both.
I disagree.
You're going to say,
if someone goes online and says, this guy botched my case, and they totally failed me.
Because I'm going back to my knee surgery example. Okay. You don't know if they did a good job at lawyering. Let me put this differently. You can be a great marketer, offer great customer service, and be a terrible lawyer and be very successful. And I hate to say that, but that is a truism.
I'm not going to fight you too hard on that, but I do think that at the very least, you're going to start getting legal malpractice claims in state bar grievances. It's going to make it's going to make. Avo, you put grievances right on the Avo profile, so that's competence right there a lot of times.
Well, the competence there was more that was just
unethical,
abject stupidity and unethical.
Right.
So interestingly, ethics weren't on that list of.
No one cares about ethics anymore, apparently. So. All right, I don't even know where we are.
We're still trying to get to our.
Yes, let's get to where we're supposed to get to.
I'm going to ask you a couple questions. We're going long, I believe. I don't know how long we're.
About some of these vendors.
I'm gonna. You want me?
No.
Here's a question about the vendors submitted by someone whose name rhymes with Brian.
Brian McBean.
Something like that.
Okay.
We're live.
Hi, Delisi Friday.
Delisi Friday stops in looking radiant and awesome.
Do you have any questions for us?
Do you have a question?
You self-serving?
Yes.
If you were me, what should I be doing to market myself and my business?
If you were me, Delisi Friday, what should she be doing to market her business?
I would be focusing on referrals, because that's what Delisi does. And what a better case study than to say, hey, look, this is how I build my own business on referrals, and this is the service that I deliver to my clients.
That was a softball.
That is 1/3 of my business.
So here's great. 1/3 of Delisi. So this is interesting. Delisi focuses on referral marketing, right? And 1/3 of her business comes from referrals.
Yes.
I want to double that. I want to double down on that core competency.
Well, and I'm going to actually say another perspective on that, which is, I think it's great that it's only 1/3, which means she has a diversified client acquisition strategy. I do not want all of my business to be reliant completely on referrals.
See, I agree with that philosophically, but I would actually look at referrals as being individual marketing campaigns. You have referrals in general. It's not like your referrals are all of a sudden going to disappear unless you're like a horrible person and there's something awful about you in the news. But if one of your referral sources gets run over by a truck,
right,
and you've got 12 others, it doesn't really matter.
Well, and that's my thing. That, the classic pushback on referrals is that they're unreliable, they're inconsistent. And the answer to that is no, you just haven't grown enough referrals. Your stable of referrals is what's inconsistent, not that referrals by nature are inconsistent, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. Next question for you, Gyi. Thanks, Delisi.
Great to see you.
You're welcome.
Talk soon.
And our next question,
Next
Gyi.
question.
Should I continue doing brand search in pay-per-click?
Ooh, that is a good one.
He and I had a fight about this yesterday.
Brand search and pay-per-click. So my answer is, of course, annoyingly, it depends. But I think this is one we genuinely disagree on because you're an anti-brand search, period, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm gonna
So it
equivocate
depends?
here. No, it doesn't depend.
Okay, let's
This
talk
is
about
a question
Yeah.
you need to be asking yourself at this point in time. This to me has been a obvious, no questions asked. Everyone should do this for years, a decade. What do I mean by brand search? I mean, if someone looks for Smith & Jones and you are Smith & Jones, do you bid on your brand to make sure that that person doesn't end up at Avvo, doesn't end up at some other law firm website, doesn't end up with any confusion? They're looking for you, they probably want to hire you, and they're going to hit your brand. The problem that has happened, and I'm going to look for my slides on this.
Get your slides up.
The cost of this has risen dramatically, okay? And why? It's because of what Google has done to try and monetize the entire industry's brand, all of the brands within the industry. So they basically said, Morgan & Morgan is semantically the same as personal injury lawyer or car accident lawyer. And in doing that, when you do that, people who are bidding on car accident lawyer for $190 per click are now going to get served Morgan & Morgan queries that they're going to pay $199 per click for, when it's not really someone looking for a car accident lawyer, it's someone looking for Morgan & Morgan, right? And so what's happened is the cost per click has gone from below $1 to just under 10 for branded search terms. And that's really, really problematic because it's increasing the cost purse of people who actually do want to see you. And that becomes, it's just gross. So I'm looking at my data right here. It used to be you could buy those branded queries for under $1, right? So you could buy 100 clicks for, $100. It's now costing $12, $13 per click for a branded search. And it used to be your cost per conversion, which is phone call, form fill, text, or chat, was under $5. And now, and this is our data, now it's over 90, somewhere between 90 and $110. So if you think about this, what's happened is the cost per click has gone up 10x. The cost per conversion has gone up 20x, which means Google is half as good at delivering what they're actually trying to do, what people actually want. They're deliberately working against what they say, which is to provide relevant clicks to people who are looking for them.
So I would say you should be analyzing this with your own firm data. Don't rely on Conrad's data. Look at the impact of brand buys for your specific brand and make an assessment of the incremental cost that you're paying for those branded clicks and branded conversions. Because there are a lot of reasons why you do want to actually bid on brand query or direct business search and LSAs. And if the economics work and it drives volume, then I would say continue to do it. But the question is what premium are you willing to pay for those incremental clicks on brand?
And so I would look at it this way. By the way, this is especially problematic for big offline brand builders.
The bigger the brand, the more expensive it's going to be.
So we now have clients who are dropping not a barely 5 figures, a healthy 5 figures monthly on their brand.
Right.
That is a big, big expenditure.
It is.
You're talking about $500,000 a year on people who are already looking for you.
But presumably that $500,000 is a much smaller piece of their overall marketing mix because they're such big
Small
brands.
part of their marketing mix.
Yeah.
My question becomes, in a finite budget world, is that $500,000 better spent finding more people who weren't already looking for me?
Yes.
And my guidance here is, if your branded experience, when someone looks for your brand, if you dominate those search results, right? If you dominate those search results for your brand, people are probably going to already find you. Are you going to lose some of these opportunities? Yes.
Especially if someone is conquesting your brand. And Google has pushed down the organic results, but below the fold. So a search on your name is competitor ad 1, competitor ad 2, competitor ad 3, competitor ad 4, competitor ad 5.
Competitor ad in the local results?
Local pack competitor ad.
So there's ads everywhere. I get it.
So in order for them to find you on a brand search, you're making the consumer have to dig. And I think there's a cost to that you should be thinking about.
And what I'm thinking is you need to think about that $500,000 is the trade-off of recognizing that you're going to lose some of that. Can that $500 overcome that trade-off by generating more business that wasn't already going to find you.
Well, and I will tell you another idea here is they take that $500,000 and invest in omni-channel and email so that people aren't going to Google to look for you.
This is my point, right? Further diversify.
Right.
So anyway, this happens in a couple places. It happens in LSAs with direct business search. It happens in pay-per-click.
Yep.
So those two things are very, very real.
Yep.
All right. You want one more question?
Yes.
From Brian the Spleen. How many vendors at PILMMA are going to be in business in the next 12 months?
Well, I expect Delisi Friday will be in business, although Delisi, I don't think she's actually...
she's not a vendor. She's an attendant.
Well, she's an vendor who's here.
I think she just might be visiting.
So just exhibitors. Just
exhibitors.
Crashed. Didn't pour Delisi in trouble.
Right?
Do you have a question for us?
Do you have a question
We
for
are
us?
recording right now, and we would
is
love you to hear your
The question was,
Already forgotten?
am I in?
No, we remember you, but we're recording, so we have
we
to
need
like do our
content.
shtick.
What's
What
it,
are- what's
we
your
need
question?
a
How do
legal
you,
marketing
How do you speak
question.
at Lunch Hour Legal Marketing Summit?
Yes.
What does it take to speak at Lunch Hour Legal Marketing Conference?
A
Great.
spot at the summit.
And an Ignite spot?
Yes.
Okay. Gyi, what does it take to get a spot doing an Ignite talk at the Lunch Hour Legal Marketing Summit?
Submit your request to talk 3 months ago. What is your suggested talk?
I already emailed it to you.
You did, and I don't have it up in front of me right now, and I don't remember.
So
How about this? What's the question is, what did Conrad say earlier that made us all laugh really hard?
No, we're not going to repeat
I
that.
think that is a great
No, no,
It should
move.
get its own dedicated
That was-
podcast topic.
Episode for
that
sure.
was-
Its own episode.
By the way, I've put my foot in it so many times recently. Yeah.
Remind us of what your topic suggestion is.
My name is Leslie Minnick. I am intake manager at Horton and Mendez Personal Injury Attorneys located in Wilmington, North Carolina. And I want to talk about the people who you are instilling, trusting to build your law firm, to grow your law firm. If you don't have an incredibly strong intake department, how do you grow? How do you scale? You're instilling so much opportunity and pressure on these folks. And does everyone else in your firm understand the magnitude of that role?
I like it.
I think the answer to the question is, how do you get on the Ignite list?
You have to email Jessica.
Email Jessica.
Jessica at lunchhourlegalmarketing.com.
She's going to hate us now. We'll send you her cell phone number as well.
And her home address.
And I think there are 2 or 3 spots that we've been holding out.
Spots. So,
And here's the other thing. It's got to be a little quirky. We got to have a little quirk. There's got to be a little freaky in the content, right? The beauty of Ignite Talks is they're always just a little bit bent.
I'm going to say right now, I'm just going to do it. We're going to commit. We're going to do this talk.
Wow, look at that. See?
I mean, if you walk up to
By the way,
legal marketing,
did you see how Gyi panders to people?
I do.
Fuck me.
Well, as I said earlier, I think we're a little light on intake, and I am convinced that this is going to be a fantastic talk. So come to Lunch Hour Legal Marketing Summit.
You won't be disappointed.
There you go.
And I will tell you that my second slide has the word sicko in it. And I will let
Okay.
you ponder that. What could that mean?
Okay. And if you want to know, come to Lunch Hour Legal Marketing Summit. And thank you so much for being willing and playing along with what do we even call what we do?
That was an ambush. That was an
She was
ambush.
ambushing us, though. She didn't even know. It was an
No,
accidental
we
ambush.
ambushed her.
Well, okay.
I put a
We
mic in
ambushed
front
each
of her
other.
nose.
We did, but she didn't even know we were recording until
I
we
know,
told
this
us,
is-
so. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you in Nashville.
See you in Nashville.
All right. All right. We're back.
We're back.
What kind of episode is this?
I think we're done.
I thought you had another question. Is that the? Oh,
No,
you
we-
didn't answer the question.
What was the
How
question?
many vendors
Oh.
here are going to be here? And this is really what the conversation is. My view is, I don't know if it's next year. I don't know if it's the year after that. But I just don't see how the market supports all of these like whether you want to call them wrappers or whether you want to call it whatever, but when the product itself is the AI, like the AI is not a feature of the product, I don't see how you last because, again, every time, and we've heard some of the pitches from some of these other companies, and they try to distinguish themselves from the foundation models. Like they try to say, well, you know, there's reasons why you have to use our technology as opposed to Claude or opposed to whatever. But it is unbelievable, the proliferation of these things, and I just don't see how the market supports it.
I mean, the market may support it, but the market caps are going to go down.
Yeah.
I don't know what the valuations are for all these companies, but I can tell you, just from the expense that has been put into being here, there are lots of firms dropping six figures to be at this event. And there's 100 law firms.
And the knives are coming out because you can sense people are trying to, in fact, we'll even say this, right? The MC went around at the event and said, hey, easy exhibitors.
He wasn't the MC. This was Matt Dubin.
Oh, it was?
Matt Dubin, during his talk, was basically, hey, vendors, back off. And
feeling the pressure.
There has been a lot of very aggressive AI-driven outreach, sales outreach via social media, via email, via phone calls. There's been violations of can spam getting into your private email. There's all sorts of garbage going on. There is a level of aggressiveness that is unfortunate. And it's because everyone's selling the same thing.
The knives are coming out, folks.
All right, but we're nice.
We're trying. Are we going to be in business a year from now? You know, there's AI agencies here.
I'll tell you this. I'd rather be running an agency than a freaking SaaS model right now.
100%. And in fact, I got to tell you, more than any other time, we were talking about this earlier, at least there's still a human expertise component to our business, because if there's not, I think you're going to have a hard time. And with that, Conrad has to make a flight. Thank you, dear listeners. Great to see you, Conrad, at PILMMA. And if you just stumbled upon this episode, please do subscribe on your favorite podcasting widgemabob. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Let's get more YouTube love.
More YouTube love?
Get on the YouTube so you can see Conrad's
Get on the YouTube
thing. And you can see Conrad's branded, beautiful 10-gallon hat. Until next time, Conrad and Gyi for Lunch Hour Legal Marketing, reporting live from PILMMA. We're out of here.
Thank you for listening to Lunch Hour Legal Marketing. If you'd like more information about what you heard today, please visit LegalTalkNetwork.com. Subscribe via Apple Podcasts and RSS. Follow Legal Talk Network on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
Well, that was something.